What's going on, everybody? Joe here today. Couple more breaks in between these subscriber choices. Got a few more left. Believe like 3. But nevertheless, today is a different type of video. Today is a response video to Greggieboy, my bro in the UK. Follow his page if you haven't yet. I'll post a link down below. He came up with a pretty good concept. 5 fragrances pretty much that you would live with for the rest of your life. This is the equivalence of pretty much your 5 favorite fragrances. And while I was thinking of that list, another bro from the UK of mine, Raj, I'll post his link down below too, came out with something similar. Not so much a response, but came out with like his favorite fragrances that he's really enjoying now. And so, you know, since this is kind of tying into that, these are like my favorite fragrances now. But honestly, most of these pretty much would be what I would want come, you know, like if I just had these 5 bottles, I will be satisfied for the rest of my life. Now, don't worry, I'm not like about to quit reviewing just because I've satisfied my 5 bottles. But these are pretty much like my 5 favorites, like my top 5. These are them. So without further ado, let's get to my first one, which for those of you who have been following my channel know I really like this fragrance. Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. This fragrance right here is an awesome tonka with a little bit of mint citrus fragrance. Great for all seasons. Maybe not the dead of summer, but overall it is such a great scent. I get great performance out of it. This is my #1 compliment getter ever. In my whole collection, every time I wear this, I get 4 compliments at the least. No lie, no BS, no nothing. Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme will always be in my collection, period. Up next, I really like this scent. I have an appreciation for the Italian fragrances. I have an appreciation for almost anything Italian. Food, clothes, people. Coolest people, honestly, I've ever known. And this fragrance kind of caters to, you know, some of my extracurricular activities that I like to do. It's a little bit different, a little bit fun, a little bit wild. You know, a little bit of hysteria that might have just tipped you off. Nasamato's Absinthe, and I actually need to get another bottle of this. I'm down to like my last 5 mLs. But this is such a great fragrance, and I definitely need to get a bottle of this before they discontinue. Me personally, I get a little bit of green, a little bit of vanilla. Like by green I mean like the vetiver, a little bit of patchouli. And the vanilla isn't like a sweet vanilla, it's more like a vanilla pod kind of sort of. A slight, very slight coffee accord, and a very little faint citrus, almost like maybe a bergamot of sorts. They don't have any notes officially listed, nor do I ever go by them really, but Nasamato's Absinthe is a great scent in my opinion, and if this is discontinued before I could get another bottle of this, I'll be heartbroken. This fragrance is discontinued, and I was able to get a second chance with it back in April because it was discontinued as of last October. Honestly, this beat out one of the other ones in this house, because I sure had this until really thinking about it. I really prefer this over that. From the house of Christian Dior, their private collection, Dior's Mizza. I mean, look at that bottle. Beautiful bottle. Just kind of comparing it to Dior's Mizza is cinnamon incense, honey. You know, this is such a classy fragrance, such a just great for the winter and fall time. I might even consider, I don't even do V reviews, but I would consider doing a V review because my frag report did not do this justice. At this point, it is pretty much now discontinued. You could check, if you're in Atlanta, check the Phipps Plaza. Ask for a girl named Jennifer and see if maybe they have a bottle of this left in their Dior boutique. But she did tell me that there was only 2 bottles left, and that was like 2 weeks ago. So I can't make any promises, but this is such a great fragrance. I am so glad I was able to get this after not thinking I was going to be able to. This fragrance caused a little bit, not bad controversy in a way, but people don't, not everybody feels the same way I do about this fragrance. Some do, most do, but more don't, or about the same don't. And not because this is a bad fragrance, but just because why get this when I could get that? And you know, so many people are starting to compare this to everything else. It's ridiculous. I can only associate the claims with one of these fragrances. And you'll kind of see where I'm going with it in a second. $18.99 from Histoires des Parfums, Ernest Hemingway. Great iris, cinnamon, you know, reminds me of Strufoli, the Italian dish. Speaking of Italians, that's what this reminds me of. Great fragrance. You know, I get pretty good. I get about 7-8 hours, 8-9. I'm sorry. I get 9 hours projection longevity with 7 hours projection. Tongue-tied, and it's hot out here. It's a great fragrance though. People say this is like Spice Bomb, and now all of a sudden people are saying this is like tobacco vanilla, and pretty much anything that has vanilla or cinnamon like this does. People are saying, you know, the next thing they're gonna start comparing it to like Le Male, because that has cinnamon and vanilla in it. It's nothing like those. It is somewhat like Spice Bomb, I'm not gonna lie, but if you like really break it down, it's not like Spice Bomb. I enjoy this fragrance a lot. As you can see, at this time last year I got the bottle, and that's what I'm left with. Great fragrance. And finally, you know it had to be on here. My Mariano Rivera of my fragrances. Back to Black, my most favorite fragrance in my entire collection. Paired with, you know, it's co-signed or, you know, co-champion with Japan Noir. Still my favorite fragrance of all time. Honey, tobacco, a little bit of powdery type of vibe. This thing is sexy. This is alluring. I wear this when I'm, you know, pretty much on my dates. Or Valentine's Day. Honestly, like a major date or Valentine's Day. That's the only time I'll wear this, because this is the Mariano Rivera of my fragrances. You don't have Mariano Rivera, you know, starting the game. No, you have him in the 9th inning, getting ready to close everybody out. Maybe even the 8th. But you never, you know, just start using him just for the hell of it. And I don't use this just for the hell of it. This is my closer. This is my baby too. All these fragrances are my baby. So with that being said, there are my 5 favorite fragrances. I would love to hear what your 5, like, you know, the ones you would pretty much almost die with. I hate to bring such a dark term to it, but the ones you would, you know, live with for the rest of your life. Let me know what those are. Let me know what your thoughts are on these that I picked out. Share any thoughts and opinions at all. Thank you all for watching. My name's Joe, and I'll see you all.